Hello, my name is Modrim and today I will take a look at Ghostwire Tokyo, a game developed by Tango Games and published by Bethesda Softworks. Revealed back in 2019, it was rumored to be a Silent Hill style game, but with recent gameplay reveals we know much more. Tango Gameworks is well known for Evil Within 2 and 1 and stay true to their roots, combining thriller, stealth and action in one game. This preview will give you insight into what the game has to offer, what we know so far in terms of story, gameplay and progression, and much more. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe to me to support me. And let's start with the settings. The game is set in Tokyo, after a mysterious fog engulfs the city, making every human being disappear. Well, everyone except you and animals. You wake up lying on the streets with black smoke covering your face, scared and surrounded by supernatural beings you are forced to fight with your newfound abilities and a voice in your head. KK, once a human, now something else, sends you on a quest to make things right again. Hunt down the masked devil responsible for this. Now, disappearances and mysterious monsters, as well as spirit sightings, plagued the city long before this event. And we do have more info on that, especially on KK and his troop. But for this you need to play the free visual novel provided to us on Steam and PS5, Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude. But what type of world are we going to explore? Ghostwire Tokyo will feature an open world riddled with points of interest locked behind chapters. To unlock different parts of the world, new tools and upgrades, you will need to cleanse part of the city of its fog. This can be done by focusing your ethereal energy in torii gates guarded by monsters. Once you are done, you are greeted with a vast city to explore, or at least parts of it. Some of the objectives the game presents to you are side quests, torii gates and shrines, spirit rescue missions, riddles and collectibles, as well as many more. The exploration focuses more on the map than just stumbling upon something yourself, though there are secrets and collectibles not marked on it. Those need to be discovered. To help you with it, you have a special sense that reveals enemies and interactables around you. But the streets are not the only thing available to you. Underground subways, apartments, stores and the rooftops of buildings are all accessible to you. You have a special tether available to you that functions as a grappling hook, though it can only be used with a Tango. Another tool available to you is spirit gliding. This one has limited duration, but it can help you reach otherwise inaccessible locations. You also do not seem to take any fall damage, at least not in the previews. Another tool you can potentially unlock later down the line is a motorbike, but this one was only shown in a gameplay trailer once, so we are not entirely sure if we can unlock this one as a means of transportation. And the visual presentation, eerie feeling and potential danger around every corner lets you immerse yourself even better into the desolate streets of Tokyo. You can really feel something is amiss. Clothing and shopping bags lying around everywhere. Cars with their lights still turned on. Bicycles falling over in the middle of the ride. All help you with this. And finally stumbling upon something paranormal really gives you the creeps. Next I will take a deeper look into objectives. Your goal is to track down the masked figure and you're guided with a main quest goal. But aside from that, there isn't much more to do. Bigger objectives are marked on your map. Torii gates and shrines dissipate a deadly fog that makes it nearly impossible to explore beyond it. Those also unlock upgrades as well as equipment to make your character stronger. Blue spirits trapped in this version of Tokyo can be absorbed using katashiros. Those are paper puppets. The more you absorb, the more money and XP you get once you visit a phone booth. Those spirits can also be found scattered throughout the world and can be trapped by monsters and hearts of corruption you need to defeat and clean. Some residents of this world are still able to communicate with you even as a ghost and will issue tasks to you. Those range from finding something for them, solving a riddle or cleansing them. Sometimes you are also able to teleport to a world between to fight off enemies. There is much more variety than just your generic tasks. You can truly find something unique and handcrafted. Some side quests are really special. Interacting with animals also leads to hidden secrets and additional rewards. Those spice things up a bit. But what do you do with all this money? Well, there are still animals around. Some of them are good spirits that just want your cash. You can find them in booths, pharmacies and other locations to trade in your hard-earned coin for some tasty Japanese snacks. Those snacks also offer a bit of insight into what this food is exactly. A really nice touch. This brings me to collectibles. There are notes, puppets and tanuki, possibly even more, hidden throughout the world to be discovered by you. Now there are many more objectives in the game, some of them just trailers teased like the Spirit Procession, but there is sadly no information on them, so I will omit them. Next, let's talk about combat. Thanks to your buddy KK, you are able to use ethereal weaving, a technique that gives you control over wind, water and fire as well as spiritual energy. Wind functions as a pistol, water some kind of horizontal AoE, like a shotgun, and fire is your heavy hitter, similar to a grenade or rocket launcher. All of those can be further upgraded with a skill tree, but more on that later. Ammo for all of those can be found by killing enemies or destroying glowing objects like bikes, vending machines or trash cans. The ammo count can be found in the bottom right corner and each element represents its ammo type. This is true for all tools and attacks. Next is the bow, a special tool designed to combat visitors without ethereal weaving. Ammo is limited and rare, but this weapon hits like a truck. Speaking of stealth, you also have the option to sneak up behind enemies and rip out their core with your bare hands. Throughout your journey you will also find special talismans and other tools to put your foes out of commission, like a stun talisman. Lastly, you can also block and parry attacks. Now, does this make combat engaging? This depends on the enemies you're fighting and the tools as well as the upgrades the game provides to you later down the line. Trailers teased us with a wide variety of visitors, but we barely have any footage of boss fights and mini boss fights, so I will not comment on this one. But we also do not know if regular enemies will change their behavior or change altogether once we progress throughout the story chapters. Now, to finish this off, we are going to take an in-depth look into skill trees, your inventory and equipment. Skill trees are split into 3 different types: ethereal weaving, abilities and equipment. Ethereal weaving focuses on your primary attack tools and special attacks. Those include faster charge times, more projectiles when charged, and an increased fire rate for your wind attacks. You can also find more projectors for your water cuts here and improvements to your fire attacks. Abilities focus on movement and utility. You can increase your spectral vision range, glide duration, unlock a way to summon a Tango to grapple to, and faster sneaking movement. Equipment skills improve your arrow and consumable capacity, but we will most likely also see improvements to talismans as well as other equipment. And speaking of other equipment can for example be gust speed to improve your wind elemental damage. Now, food plays a major role in this game, serving as means to replenish our character. A look in the inventory reveals food, drink and spectral food slots. Food also seems to have a permanent effect on your character and potentially serves as a means to temporarily buff ourselves. However, there are 3 additional inventory tabs we have not seen yet. One of those is clearly a talisman tab and one of those seems to be a misc tab, but I didn't find any information on the last missing tab. Now, that sums up everything there is to know. If you have any questions or remarks, don't hesitate to ask them down below. Please consider liking and subscribing to support me and my channel. I also thank everybody for their generous donations and see you next time. Bye!